offer the best grooming products for you, Yes, all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, your style, class, and luxury. We make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah, so get in style with the Black, yeah. Grooming company, to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. Black gentleman, yeah. Company, give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.
Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormy B Man, and I am back. Welcoming you to Stormy B Man Live, number 45. For this Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. This is a recap, my personal take on the Ldbc meet and greet. We wrapped it up on Monday of this week, and we are back to our task of presenting ourselves as we do on these airwaves. I want to apologize for, I had a little bit of a microphone issue, and I got off to a late start, but it's only because I was so amped up to do this evening's show. So thank you all for being patient with me. Please smash the like button as you come into the building. We're going to talk a little bit about the festivities, the annual meet and greet. It was my opportunity to make a first impression by joining this year, and I had a really good time. We've all repeated that throughout our messages, our uploads, our even some have had live streams already, but I had to do my due diligence and get around to it myself. And I'm just very thankful that I was able to be a part of something that is bigger than any of us could have initially imagined. So welcome everybody. I hope you've had a prosperous day, and I'm going to invite, if we've got some of the family that attended the festivities, if you're in the chat this evening, I'm going to invite you to come up and give your thoughts on what we were able to experience. It's something that we can do to continue to be elevating out here in these airways, what we do with the Ldbc. Proud to be a part of such a tremendous group of creative individuals. You all have been tremendous out here, and I support those who support the movement of being very progressive and uplifting. So, with that being said, again, welcome everybody. Sometimes you can start out with an idea, and all it takes is a little bit of effort and a little bit of work, maybe even prayer behind it, to get it to take root and begin to grow. And let me tell you guys, it's something to be said when you could see the fruit of the labor. And that labor has shown itself in this year. As we look at this group photo here, you could take the look at this and see all of these people who have come together from different parts of the country to support this. And there were others who had intended, and things came up, last minute things, and certainly life happens, economics. But see, this is why we do what we do, and this is why we should stay a united front in what we do. So, that's something that I have to say. I'm gonna take a quick moment and do a quick roll call, see who we got in the building out here. Like I said, I again apologize for the delay. We got Eric Jordan in the building this evening. Eric, what's good with you, brother? I see you out there. Eric showed up at the event, and he showed up wearing one of Stormybman'S F+ get to the back of the class tees. what better way, than to show that type of support? What an amazing thing to see. I'm looking at this young man bounding up the driveway where we were hosting the event. And I say, who is that coming up the drive with a Stormybman merchandise donned? And it happened to be the brother EJ, who is a staunch supporter of the community. Much appreciation in the support that we get from Eric Jordan. And it was also a tremendous opportunity to meet someone who supports the way he does. Shawalai is in the building. What's going on? Blessings right back to you, Shawa. How you doing? Michael Ray II in the building saying salute Stormy in chat. Joe Gagliari is out there saying salute Stormy. Salute to the Ldbc community. Appreciate all of the great content from all of you. Thank you, sir. We appreciate your support. Mr. Shelton, Ldbc or Nothing Reloaded in the building saying, rah! Damn it. Yeah, what's good with you, Mr. Shelton? Good to see you out there. Some of you all are saluting one another. We got Sheriff Deputy Mac, a.k.a. Stephen L. the Mac. What's going on with you, Stephen L.? Good to see you out there this evening as well. Appreciate you stopping in. Hey, man, click that link, man. We're going to keep it going just like the brothers did earlier in the day. 78, Drew Titan. You know, we guys show a little support with Stormy, man. Come on up here and talk to me a little bit. You know, let me know about that experience. I see you out there, Rod, and we'll give with you in just a moment. Who else we got in the building? Real quick as I run through here. I'm going to see if I can. Universal Truth is in the building saying salute Sensei in chat. Right back at you. And Quan Big Guns is in the building saying salute my brother Stormy. Salute to you, brother. Big Guns with the big caps. Yeah, out there. I see Rod is in there now doing double duty saying yo. And who else we got? Let's see. Quan says, hope you had fun in Vegas, Stormy. You was looking real gangster, OG, out there. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. TD Sports Talk is in the building. What's good with you? He says, salute. Boxing fans ×4 in the building saying, can I ask you what's going on? That's what Drew Titan be saying with that clip. Can I ask what's going on? That's what's happening with my audio, man. I don't know. As soon as I went live, it started acting up on me. But I think it was kind of my fault because I didn't check everything like I normally do. I just kind of fired the truck up without checking the oil and everything. You know how that goes. But we do that sometimes when we're just anxious. Stephen L says, I'm at the workhouse already, Sensei. Okay, I got you, man. I got you. I appreciate you still listening in, though, Stephen L. Stephen L, that's my man there, man. He and I, we had a great chance to catch up and talk and everything. Good to see that brother in person, man. A lot of you guys are like strong character and strong personality individuals, man. And that's pretty cool because, you know, we need strength. And I tell you, all of us combined, we can strike a mighty blow. So just know those things, family. Let's see here. I'm going to pull back 1 second and see if I can get this camera going. Yeah, I'll do it that way. TD Sports Talk says, why didn't you let people know earlier how nice I am in spades? Yeah, man, brothers was playing spades. They was out there dominoes, and I was playing the music, huh? Yeah, Stormybman, the DJ, was in the house. Yeah, that's what's up. But hey, Rod Neal, what's happening with you, brother? Good to see you out there, man. Thank you for stepping on up to the plate, man. Hopefully we can get a couple of more of the fam that's in the chat. I know Stephen L says he's working right now, but How you feeling, brother? Now you're back in your familiar confines.
I'm doing good, man. I saw everybody, giving their take earlier today, man, but I couldn't jump on at the time because I was working, so I was just listening. But
Yeah.
but man, I'll just start here, man. I remember when they had that meet and greet in Dallas, and I couldn't attend,
Okay.
and uh, I don't think Drew could make it either. I think what happened, I think Drew had a problem with his flight.
Yeah,
But
he ran into some issues
yeah,
with
but
his
then what?
travel. Yeah.
Yeah, but then what happened was a couple of months later, Wilder and Hellenius ended up having a fight in the Barclays, and Drew had a lot to do with that coordination.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how, and I had already met Drew before, but that's how I got to meet a lot of the other people like Thomas and Stephen L, Mansa Musa, and a lot of guys, man. Focus Ball, all those guys was out there.
Yeah.
And and I know I'm leaving some names off, man. So charge it to my head and not my heart.
Yeah.
But from that point, like that, it was real good atmosphere, and those guys were just like family. And so I told myself then, if I ever had an opportunity to go to one, they do another one, I'm gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? So they had the one in Atlanta, and I had a chance to go. Um, a lot of the people that I saw in New York was there in Atlanta, and it was good to see. And I met some new people, and then the same thing happened here in Vegas. I got a chance to see a lot of the same, familiar faces, but also got a chance to meet some new people. And so,
Yeah.
and I guess it was meant for me to pull up on this one because you was one of the new people that I got a chance to meet. And I enjoyed a lot of the conversations that we had. I know we talked briefly about boxing, but we also talked about some grown man stuff too. And you know what?
Exactly.
I enjoyed every bit of that because I learned some things, about you and your personality. Hopefully you learned something about me. Hopefully it was good. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, man. It's all good, brother. It's very positive too, because what we do on the airwaves is based around how each of us have shaped our channels. But I'm sure now you can attest that I'm every bit the person in person that I am online. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
agree.
there's no phoniness here with me. It's like what you see is what you get. I'm still every bit as quick-witted, smart-mouthed, and everything else. It's just like in person. In fact, it's kind of humorous in a way because you might think that might not be the case, but it's like, and you might not meet too many who can come back real quick with a comeback. When somebody says something, it's like I'm like Johnny on the spot. So yeah, we got a chance to talk. Very good conversation. Very adult, men-minded conversation, which I have a true appreciation for. But I don't veer off that track very much anyway, because anyone who can attest to viewing my Tuesday tussle, that's kind of what's rooted in that.
Right.
And I'm just proud to be able to not only show up for you all, but to stand tall in what I do as well. And I'll have every one of you know, this is a revelation to you all. It's like I had never been to Vegas before, and had never been on a plane before. Stormy got on a plane and came out there for this event because it meant that much to me, to come out there and be a part of something. You know what I'm saying? And even though I wanted to go last year, I wasn't able to go last year, but I'm like 78 made some things happen, and I'm like, oh, gotta be there, so
Right.
and I'm most grateful and thankful and appreciative of the experience.
What I would say is this, man. Like every year, and when I start with that New York boxing, match or whatever, all the way, it's just gotten better every year for me because once you start to put a name, a face with a name, and then you see the people in the chat, you really start to build more and more of a rapport with the people. And they
Yeah.
really start to feel like your family. So, it's not just seeing screen names and avatars. Now you starting to, you meet the people, and now when you see them in the chat, you feel like a connection is there with the people. So each year has gotten better and better for me. And the one thing, I'll say this and I'll drop off because I ain't gonna be before you long.
Hmm.
Uh, when on Saturday evening, when I was riding with Abel and he was taking me back to my spot, and I told him, I said, man, the main thing I want you to do, Abel, is just appreciate the season that you're in right now. Because I know we all enjoying the meet and greets and stuff like that, man. And I was saying it because, as you said earlier, for some of us, life got in the way.
Yeah.
Life got in the way for me, but I was able to make it. But some people weren't able to. So, and you just never know. So in these times where you have an opportunity to attend something like this and enjoy it, to take advantage of it, appreciate the season that you're in, and just enjoy it. Don't look past these moments. Don't be like, oh, next year I'll do this and that, because you just never know what type of hurdles or anything that can come up. It don't have to be bad, but it can just be something that just keep you from connecting with people. So just always take advantage of the season that you're in and just appreciate it. And that's just a message I would share with anybody. Anybody who had a chance to attend something like this, again, man, just appreciate the season that you're in, enjoy your life, whatever it is that you're doing. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And but Stormy, man, listen, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to share the airways for a few brief minutes. These kids started school today, and I gotta get them ready for tomorrow.
I
So
hear you. I hear you, brother. I
but
hear
I
you.
but I'll be listening, brother. And again, man, salute to you, and I appreciate you, fam.
And appreciate you as well. And thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. And you take it easy, and blessings to you and your family, man.
All right, thank you.
All right. Peace to you. Yeah, that's the brother Rod Neal, man. We had a great chance to connect at the meet and greet, man. I want to salute EJ out there in that Cash App with his donation, saying, for your knowledge and wisdom, I appreciate it, Sensei. Thank you so much, EJ. Again, like I said, this is a brother who does that. He shows that support that way. And we just, again, there's another, I actually read the wrong Cash App for him. That was a previous, he said, almost missed the meet and greet, but made it though. Yes, sir, you sure did. And you came in, and hey, you made yourself right at home with everybody. And that's the way it's supposed to be when we do this thing, That's the way it's supposed to be. But yeah. I know Stephen L says he's working, but we got yeah. EJ, would you like to come up and say something? The link is out there if you want to. No pressure, but you can come up and share some words, brother, if you like. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm dual streaming on 2 of my channels this evening. That's why if I come across as a little bit distracted, I'm not distracted. I'm just kind of like taking that situation to task by doing what I can to broadcast. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second, family. Let's see here. Stormybman. Trying to pick that second channel up. Okay, we got.
What's good with it, Stormybman?
What's happening, man? How you feeling, bro?
Oh man, feeling good, man. For real. I honestly thought I was gonna miss the meet and greet because unfortunately my truck broke down like on Thursday, and I had it all planned up. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it there early Friday for everything. And I was just surprised. I'm like, damn, broken water pump. My truck was just leaking out. So like with that, I was like, damn, it's probably gonna be like 3 days for this shit to be fixed. But I was very surprised that they actually was able to fix it. That's a day and some change. And I just drove all through the night just to make it. So it was a good atmosphere, you know. Figure out people's usernames, the face, and all that. Interesting part, for real.
Yeah, when
some people are like, really?
I saw you coming up the driveway, I said, now who is this coming up the drive? Because you were far away, you know. But I could immediately see that you were wearing that F plus get to the back of the class shirt. So I was like, who is that coming up the driveway? And as you got closer, I knew it was you. I was like, oh man, that is what's up. He's coming in wearing the merchandise and everything. Yeah, that was great.
I was gonna represent that day, yeah. I mean, what actually surprised me, like you was actually there. I'm like, oh snap, that's what's up.
Yeah, because I know that was a surprise to quite a few people, you know.
They
weren't necessarily expecting me, you know. So
yeah, exactly. And after I ended up finding out, I could have stayed for Sunday, but the broker I had, the load I had too, was telling me, oh, you gotta be there Sunday, 7 a.m. I was like, okay, no problem. Looked up that particular warehouse because like for certain loads they'll take it, you know, every day. But I didn't have a regular reefer, so any days on Sunday, I'm a little disappointed, but
yeah. Well, I'm glad you made it, man. I'm glad you made it, and you had a good opportunity to kind of mingle with some people too. So that was pretty cool. And you know, not to sound like a broken record, because you know there were a couple of other streams earlier in the day. I know Cadillac Red did his stream, Drew did a stream, 78 did a stream. But dude, just to echo what everyone else has said thus far, there was so much family oriented feeling and vibes about that meeting. It's kind of like, it's almost like you didn't want it to end, you know. It was it was just very positive.
Even though it was hot as hell,
you know. And yeah, and even in that, you know what I mean, because we were dealing with the heat, some of us like myself for the first time dealing with that type of heat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm used to it.
But even in that, we didn't allow that to not allow us to have a good time, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
We were able to have a great time, and that was within itself something very positive, because it could have been sour grapes, you know. But I think the fact that the estate that we were allowed to use for the event, the gentleman who owned the premises, and can we say enough about that brother Chris Ruffin, man.
That brother can cook, bro. Man.
Listen, man.
It's
You know, how
fine.
they
I'm
got
not even
food
gonna lie.
trucks. You know, they got food trucks nowadays. That dude, he got a food trailer because he loads that equipment up, man, and he comes out there and he does his magic. My goodness, man. Salute to that brother, and thank you so much for making it such a palatable. It's like to enjoy, you know, good food, good company,
Yep.
great conversation, all of that.
Oh, did you get to try one of the egg rolls that he made?
I did. I sure did. And I was one of the first ones over there. And I'm going to tell you how that happened. I was standing over there, okay, like, you know, where the counter was,
Yeah.
the food was, right? And, you know, on the other side of the counter is like where people were sitting and stuff, right? So I was kind of standing over in that area. And I forget the brother's name that was right there with Chris Ruffin making the food, but he had walked past me and he said, "Did you try some of that catfish?" And I said, "No, I think I'll get some in a little bit." He was like, "That ain't nothing till you taste these egg rolls." That's what he said. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So when I made my plate, he had just finished the first batch of egg rolls. And nobody really knew about the egg rolls. They just knew about the chicken and the ribs and stuff like that. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to make my way over there to those egg rolls. And I only had one. But man, that bad, you know what? That bad boy, you had one, right?
Yeah.
Did it not, when you bit into it, did you just not think of like New Orleans?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of, for real.
Man, it was like that was a taste of New Orleans in that egg roll right there, brother. That sucker was good, man. I wish now I would have had like 2 of them.
I had to visit the people like, oh, you know, the Zangros over there too, right? What are you talking about? Because they still left it on the table for the longest.
Yeah.
Back to like everybody was eating that.
You kind of faded out. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said pretty much they left it on that table for the longest before it brought it over.
Yeah.
So I had to just face to tell people.
Now I was sitting over there with my plate, and I was telling the other brothers. I was telling Ratchet since '91. I say, "Hey man, you tried the egg roll?" He was like, "No, I ain't tried it yet, but I'm gonna try it." I say, "No, brother." I said, because he had just sat down with his plate. I said, "Go get you one of them egg rolls because they ain't gonna fucking be there, man. I'm telling you." And he was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And he went over there and he got it and brought his plate back and set his plate down. Then he went over there to go start smoking with Red and them. I was like, "Hey man, cover your food up because these aggressive flies out here, you know." So he covered his little plate up and he went on over there for a minute. I was like, man, that would have had to wait. I would have had to max that food first.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, but it was good though. And I also appreciate my brother Trick Noty pulling up on us. I was sitting up there talking with you guys, and he creeped up behind me, you know.
I did not recognize him in the shades though at first. I'm like, Trick Noty, is that you?
Well, see, if I was turned the other way, I would have recognized him because I know what he looked like and everything. But I had my back to him, and I was talking to you guys, and he creeped up like behind me. Hey, don't say nothing. Turn around, Stormy. Turn around. I was like, okay, I know somebody behind me now. Everybody's saying turn around, so it was like, okay, that's Trick Noty, and we, you know, have known of each other online now for like the past 4 years. You know what I'm saying? But this was our first chance to meet each other face to face, so that was great. And we both look at each other like, "Damn, man, you bigger than I thought you was." And I don't know if I mean bigger or just bigger. It don't matter though. It's like, hey, when we both have a plate in our hand, we feel the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Salute to
Dude.
Tay Tay. I see
Those
you
are-
out there, Tay Tay. It was great meeting Tay Tay too. She's so sweet, man. She's a
Yep.
sweet person.
Yep.
And too bad that you know.
2071, shitty girl. Yep.
Yeah. Shay Girl came out there. When Shay Girl parked and started walking, I was looking. I was like, "Who is that?" And then 78 said, "Is that Shay Girl?" And I looked again. I said, "It looks like that is Shay Girl." She came walking up, and I greeted her and everything. She came in. She came in with great spirit too. Everybody came in with great spirit, man. That was really
Yeah, that's
nice.
true.
And you know,
I
that's
can't lie
the way
there.
it should be. You know, we all kind of like received one another as if it were, you know, old friends just, you know, coming together. And that's what was really kind of nice and cool about it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of like a family reunion. So everybody just catching up on that thing.
Yeah. Trill Will is out there. Trill Will, if you're still in the building, you can click that link, brother. Even though you weren't there, please click the link so you can come up and talk with us, bro. If you're still out there. And Tay Tay, if you like to click the link as well, please feel free. Click that link.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So, and that brother Joe Townsend, man, he came in there. He had the drinky drink for y'all brothers. I don't drink, so that, you know. But it was like y'all look like y'all was having a good time, man. Y'all look like y'all was
Man, Drew, that was funny when Drew got a little bent out though. That was died of funny.
Yeah.
It's like
thing about,
he just fell to the floor. I'm like, what's going on, Drew? Like, how much did you drink? Cause you know, it made me start questioning. I'm like, I remember you drinking some like whiskey. I went to like a little small shot. That was it. He was like, oh, so I'm again. And I was like, oh hell, everybody know do it. And Rachel got him.
well, with Drew, what I was concerned with was because I knew he was eventually gonna have an issue with his knee, because you know, he was in a situation where that knee was, you know, acting up on him, and
you know, he tore his meniscus, I think it is called. Yeah, I tore ligaments out my left knee before, and that ligament's painful. But it never when it healed up, it's never the same. I can't really. If you like, you know, we're playing football or something, I can't do the tight cuts like you normally try to do to somebody. That was never been the same. So it's a painful recovery.
Yeah, Shower says Marty did the same thing last year. Man, that dude, did you see the video that Drew made of him? Because like he showed him when he first laid down on the ground. It was daytime. It was daylight outside. And then he put on the video, he said 2 hours later, and he was still in the same spot, laid out on the ground. I was cracking up. That dude was, hey, he had done too much. And 78 was kind of concerned for him. He was like, is he alive? I said, yeah, he alive, man. He over there. I done seen him shift left and right, but he ain't got up. He just shifted left and right. So 78 was like, yo, he opened the screen door. He said, he yelled out there at Marty. He said, yo, you all right, man? Dude was laying with his arms behind his head like this, and he just wiggled his hands like this. He was like, yeah, I'm all right. He couldn't
sound like he was out feeling the Holy Ghost or something right there. That's why he wasn't getting up.
OG Mr. Mont went out there and got his ass up off the ground and brought him in the house. He was out there for a minute too. I was like, man, that dude was just stretched out, man. It was like he was unconscious. And then he was running around there. He was almost nearly SAing Queen 71. He kept messing with him. He was like, hey man, sit down somewhere. I was just cracking up. He was just hey, but he had a little too much happy, you know. And he came in. Hey, I was sitting there at the table talking with the brothers, right? And they was playing. Originally was playing cards and everything. And he had been out there smoking and shit, right? And so he comes back in. He's messing with everybody. Then he comes over there and puts his arm around my shoulder, right? And he's like, "Yeah, Stormy, man, it's good to meet you." I said, "Hey, man, get your hand off me, man. You've been out there smoking. I don't want to be smelling like that stuff." He up there, he didn't mean no harm, but I was like, "No, I don't want that all on me." And shortly after that, that's when he went outside and laid on the ground.
That was funny.
Yeah, but in the house when we was at the Airbnb, they had this music playing at first when we first walked in, this old hard-hitting young rap stuff going on, and I was like, man, I can't sit in here listening to this stuff too long, man. So I got that little tablet that they was using with the TV to put the music on, and I said, I'm getting ready to turn the DJ in there now. I started playing some different music on there, and everything seemed to calm down a little bit. You know what I mean? 78 looked over at me. Hey, Stormy, he gave me the thumbs up, like, thank you. Because that other stuff that was playing, I mean, it's okay if you listen to it a little bit, but it's like, we were going to be there for a few hours. I'm like, I ain't listening to that mess for all that time, man.
I'll blame you.
We'll have a house full of dead folks. Because that music is overly aggressive. It makes people aggressive and everything. I'm an old dude. I don't want to listen to that mess all the time. But
it was just some chill, mellow music, pretty much. You ain't lying there, Sensei. I mean, there's some music I just can't even listen to it like I used to. I'm like, nah. Put this on the stand. Put with that instead. You can't cut the music. It was better. You can listen to whatever the hell they was listening to.
One of the things I noticed about being out there in that heat, because I drank a lot of water, man. But I was drinking the water, but I thought I was going to drink the water and be running to the washroom, right? But no, it was
the heat. Yeah.
I was drinking that water. I was trying to tell the guy,
in your system.
Hey, you drink some alcohol, but don't forget to put some water in your body, because if you're just drinking straight alcohol, that's not going to be good in that heat, especially for those who ain't from out there. Yeah, because it's dangerous, you know. But
I think the funny thing on Saturday, though, you know, it ran out of all the drinks. There was no water, no soda, no juice, no nothing. For like, I think about a good hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, yeah, it was like just a few bottles of tea left. My truck, I had me one of them ghetto big old gallons of water. I forgot I ended up using it for something else. Because I know it was SOL. Then they finally came back to the store to buy some more. Seems like literally at the end of the meet and greet. I'm like, man, I thought they were prepared a little bit more to have, you know, decent amount of drinks. I know it was a meet and greet. That's one thing you don't want to run out on, drinks and food. Plenty of food, but yeah, the drink part, quite sad.
Yeah, man.
It was still a good ass game.
Quan Big Gun says a lot of the LDBC haters out there in Vegas, I bet none of them came to say anything to your face. They just scared, hate online. Yeah, man, you know.
That's exactly what it is.
You know, 1 second, I'm responding to a text message.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, I wasn't even thinking about that, you know what I mean? Because there was so much positive energy going forwards. Jonathan Simon, salute to you, bro. I see you out there. And even when I was talking to some of the brothers, they were like, yeah, Stormy, I watch you, but I'd be scared to write in your chat because you be chopping people head off. I said, no, man, it's not like that. I said, I just go after the foolishness, but if you're out there in good faith and everything and you supporting this, that's not a problem, man. But
I agree.
I was glad to see. And I told that brother, Ratchet since 91, I said, man, you starting to remind me of that damn Moses Atuma. I said, y'all don't get ready to start throwing some punches at your ass because he's a big dude too, Ratchet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just good to see all the brothers. Will Sinclair, all of them out there, man. That's what's up, though.
I agree.
Did you have a particular experience or a conversation with anybody you'd like to share with us? What it was like,
I had an interesting conversation with Rod Mill, Nino Bilnier, Rachel, well, I don't know what to do with the light skin dude with the dreads. I had an interesting conversation with him. I forgot his name. This stupid thing. But I mean, everybody there. We had interesting conversations, was boxing. But it just felt like I was at home pretty much, just talking to, playing out family. Even had an interesting conversation with you since then. So it was a good day.
You know what's funny too is like I'm always one second. Jonathan Simon says, Stormy, you come on Fridays because I am off. I want to come hang with you. Okay. Hey, come and hang out in my chat when I'm live, bro, because that's what's happening, man. Clarence McLean in the building. He says, yo, salute my people, Stormy B Man, aka the Sensei, and Eric Jordan. Yes, sir. Salute to you, Clarence McLean. Yeah, what I was gonna say, that brother Aaron Butler, he was out there too, and he was telling me, because he boxes, and we were talking about strategies and different things like that. But what I enjoyed was when he, yourself, Will Sinclair, Ratchet, a few of the brothers that was out there, even Stephen L, started asking me some questions about boxing matchups, and what I thought of some upcoming fights and stuff like that. And I think I surprised everyone with how I would respond to their questions, because I never give a simple response without being able to explain what my position is. And it's not an explanation, but it's providing a platform. Because see, out here on the airwaves, when people talk boxing, a lot of times they'll just say stuff like, well, I feel this, or my thoughts, and they'll say that. And sometimes even in saying it or expressing like that, it can come across as, kind of, okay, what makes you say that? Because that sounds a little weird to me or whatever. But by the time I get through talking, then you'll understand my position. You know what I mean? Just like when I was asked about Bud facing Canelo by Will Sinclair. By the time
was an interesting conversation.
Huh?
That was an interesting. That was one. That was probably one of the most interesting conversations. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know he thought that I might just give a cut and dry answer, like who I think will win and why, or whatever. But by the time I got through talking to him about it, he took his hat off and he was like, "Damn it, Stormy, you don't give me a whole lot more shit to think about." He was like, "Yeah." But see, again, that's what it.
You was giving boxing matches that like similarities. that would make it more towards that particular fighter too. That make you really think outside the box. But how
Mhm.
you gonna explain this? Just watch boxing. Help you out a whole lot more. So I was soaking up game.
Yeah, and if you notice, I'm always able to refer to a fight from the past. And it don't have to
Yeah,
be from many years ago. It could be a recent fight from the past or whatever. But I'm always able to draw from that, because that's why I tell people to watch the sport. Don't just watch an individual, because if you're watching the sport, you will see things come back around again. Just like fashions go in and out of style. There was a time when plaids and stripes went out of style. Shoot, they back in style now. Plaids and stripes. And people are sometimes mixing them together. You know what I'm saying? It's like bell bottoms are back. Mini skirts
that
are
was
back.
actually surprising. The bell bottoms, that was more surprising. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, Sensei. And I remember it was Drew or somebody else was talking about the Devin Haney versus Brian Norman, and was kind of comparing it to Mike Tyson, Vander Holyfield. I'm like, and it was one other fight. I can't think of the two fighters' names though. But when I was thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, they are fighting kind of similar, pretty much.
Well, when I talked about that, because I was asked, I forget who asked me directly, but I was asked, who do I think would win between Devin and Brian? And by the time I got through talking about that fight, again, that might have been Will Sinclair again, because I know he asked me
Yeah, I think it was Will Sinclair.
questions. But by the time I finished talking about that one, he was like, man, you see, because if you listen to what I have to say about that, then you listen to guys that talk like Tim Bradley and some of these other guys, that Sean Porters and stuff. It's like, okay, you guys were professional fighters, and you still don't have the insight that I've shared on the subject and covered, where it's like, yeah, it's a great fight, but you're leaving out so much, or you're leaving so much off the table that a person can't even really bite into it well, because you are leaving things out. The more that I include and add in, the more it becomes a more compelling situation, right?
Yes, most definitely. Because I know like a lot of those content creators and announcers, they be so biased and then very vague on the answers. A lot of time. They basically like the fighters they like, they'll big them up. The fighters they don't like, they'll just, man, it sounds like they just being racist / biased. I'm like, hey, it's like when Ryan Garcia was the headliner, and they was talking really down against Devin. I'm like, man, but I'm like, Devin won so easily, and after when they got to Ryan Garcia, that was a joke of a match. I was like,
yeah. Now, I want to say salute to BVO Sports TV out there. Salute to you, bro. Yeah, the thing about the Ryan and Devin situation is this. Devin is a fighter that is pretty much wherever he's fighting. Okay, at first he was at lightweight, then he was at, super lightweight, junior welterweight. Now he's going to be moved up to welterweight. No matter where he was or is, he's formidable for whomever's out there to face him. And the reason isn't because he's some monster. The reason is because he's well schooled and well tooled, and he's fearless, meaning that he'll take on opposition to prove his value and his worth. He doesn't talk about his worth. If you notice, he don't talk like, who is that guy, Shakur, that says,
Yeah.
I'm the best boxer in boxing, right? Devin doesn't talk like that. Devin lets his talking be done in the ring, and he'll fight you to prove that he's better than you. He's not looking to say it with his mouth or want fans to promote him like that or whatever. But he's looking to get out there and just, prove it. And not with an egotistical way, but with a competitive nature. You know what I mean? Like, you might even get me, but it's gonna be hard. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because he also has a foundation of having worked with so many great trainers, behind the scenes and out front, Mayweather, and he's been in there with so many different people who have taught him things that's almost invaluable experience. And the rest of his contemporaries, they know he's good. So, but in today's time with modern, social media and stuff, people can talk and put sound bites out there and stuff like that and make it seem like it's a war of the words and this and that. But what Bill said, that phrase he coined, they say everything but let's fight. That's true.
Yep.
That's true. That's right there. Let me go to got a Cash App donation from the brother Will Sinclair. He says, salute, Sensei. It was a pleasure talking boxing with you. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for your donation, man. That's Will Sinclair. Yeah.
Oh, good to see you again, Will Sinclair, too. Salute.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Sensei.
No, I was just saying, but Bill and Devin, they coined that phrase. They say everything but let's fight, which is very true because they are willing to put it on the line. Do you remember when Ryan Garcia had run off a list of guys that he wasn't necessarily ready to fight yet? And the one who was at the very last was Devin. And initially, but then by the time he did get in there with Devin, this is how you know something was wrong going in. He was really overly confident, hadn't done anything, had that fight against Luke Campbell and almost lost that because he got dropped and everything. He had lost to Tank. So it's like things were kind of looking very iffy for Ryan. But where did all of that confidence and all of that belligerent talk and all of that weirdness come from where he was acting? Dude, we've seen that before. Guess where we've seen it? Most recently, Tyson Fury. When someone's on something like what they have been using, and this is not like an accusation because it's been proven that these guys have popped dirty. It alters your personality, okay? And these guys, they get out there and they're acting belligerent. They're saying more than they would normally say and everything. If you ever notice when Tyson Fury is kind of like subdued and don't be talking much or whatever, he just gives regular basic answers or whatever when he's interviewing and stuff. That's when he's away from the shit. But when he's on that stuff, he's all amped up on 10. He's talking stuff. He's challenging even the reporter that said something to him and everything. Wasn't that the way Ryan behaved before he fought Devin?
Yeah.
All of that was right in front of you. So when you see those things, there's something about it. Now, I'm going to tell you lastly, another commonplace that he has with Fury, talking about Ryan. Every time these guys who are doping, when they finish fighting, they announce that they're retiring.
Yeah, that is a trip. Yeah, you're right.
They announced that they're retiring. You know why? The drug testing stops immediately when you announce that you retire. Drug testing stops. If you're enrolled in the doping program and you've officially announced the retirement, they don't come test you no more.
Yeah.
See, you gotta announce it. See, you see the play, you gotta announce it. You can't just sit back and not fight for 6 months because you're still enrolled.
Yeah.
Fury, after almost every fight, just before he fought Deontay, through the Deontay trilogy, and just after the Deontay fights, Fury keep talking about retiring. How many times has he retired?
I honestly don't know. Recent.
So
I'll probably say like 3.
When Ryan fought Devin, he got suspended for a year, and it was retro because by the time they had the hearing on him and stuff, that was like in August or whatever. But they retroed his suspension back to April, so it meant by April of this year he could fight again. That's why they had the card in New York. But you notice he didn't perform well. He even did the press conference leading up to that fight against Rolly.
Yep.
He wasn't all belligerent and everything, was he? He was quite subdued, wasn't he? And even Bill Haynes pointed out his body type looked different than when he fought Devin. His body type looked different. He didn't look so thick and you know, swole up or whatever.
Muscular and all that. Yeah. That was the first thing I noticed.
But he was puffed up. He was puffy when he fought Devin, but he wasn't that way against Rolly. Now, lastly, after the Rolly fight, he loses the fight. They never said he was injured during the fight, but they claim that he had hurt his hand and he had to have surgery. That's one thing. Okay. Oscar immediately said, because he had lost to Rolly, he said he should take a year off.
Another year off. Yeah.
Okay, that's almost like a retirement. If you're going, because there was no reason to stop fighting. So, I think I'm advising him to take the next year off. Why, Oscar? He was already laid off for a year. You see, if he starts to cycle again or whatever, but he's supposedly taking the year off, there you go. He's getting that stuff back in his system again. Yeah. The hand injury or whatever, surgery he's supposed to have or whatever, that can be a masking agent as well. Because they give you antibiotics, they give you all types of drugs to take to kill and relieve the pain after surgery and stuff. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They be manipulating the system.
I agree.
This is why people have to pay attention, man. They have to pay attention. And if you watch this stuff with Fury, it's almost like him and Ryan, they're going down that same corridor. It's just one is a heavyweight, the other is not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Quan Big Gun says facts. Fury been cheating all his career. He got caught cheating after the Klitschko fight, and he retired to avoid punishment. Also to avoid the rematch, because Klitschko had a contracted obligation rematch, and Fury did that. First, he was supposedly going into camp for a rematch. Then he supposedly twisted his ankle really bad on the road, postponing the fight or whatever, and he just never fought Klitschko again. And see, that kind of thing. You got guys out here doing that kind of foolishness, cheating, and you got guys who are out here on the level trying to be for real. And it's like, when does it end? When does it end? And these sanctioning bodies, they don't help, because they will just give these guys a slap on the wrist as far as their violations, but nobody is really being put to punishment unless your name is Jarrell Miller. They made Miller, they had him laid off for 4 years. Why? I don't know.
That's probably the time.
He wasn't more guilty than some of these other guys, but they really punished his ass.
That's true. That is true. He was the only one that basically held himself accountable for his PEDs. No other fighter, because I know after that whether Magia and I remember it was one other boxer that basically tested dirty, and they really didn't get nothing serious at all.
Yeah, you had Julio Cesar Martinez from the Reynoso camp, Jaime Munguia, and now this kid Francisco Rodriguez Jr. That's 4 people right there.
Yeah.
When you count Ryan, that's 5. You count Canelo, that's 6. Then there was another guy that makes Oscar Valdez, that makes 7. It's like, the Reynoso camp is full of these guys, and nobody wants to say anything about that except for us. We're the only ones that's talking about that. The Ldbc. Luis Neri, yep, that makes 8. Phenomenal Mexican. Salute to you, bro. Vince Vilborn, what's happening? Yeah, that Luis Neri makes 8. That's 8 guys.
For the same camp?
The whole fucking camp.
Can't make that. You cannot make that up.
Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez is in the Reynoso camp. He's the only one that didn't pop dirty.
Wow. That's quite sad.
It's crazy when you think about it, but then again, it's not crazy because they're doing it in front of your face. But if you don't have people say something, it's not going to it's not going to mean we're the only ones. But we got people talking about us instead of talking about the facts.
Yeah.
Drew Titan or Stormybman or 78 or BFTB, those guys, they just are haters of so-and-so and say haters of this. It's like, no, we're telling the truth about this shit. And you guys are coming after us to divert and cause a detour of people seeing what's right in front of them. It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, it's facts over opinion. I have noticed, sometimes when do have like particular people come on there for an honest debut. Man, a lot of them don't be saying nothing. Or I think the funniest one was the dude that mentioned about Tyson Fury, and he really froze for like 5 minutes. Drew gave him a simple question. Froze. Oh my God. Can't even make that up.
Yeah, man. And it's like you can see it happening on the regular now. DOG G215 says Miller's the only one they called disgraced. I had to write to a UK newspaper and tell them it's racist because they don't call Khan, Fury, or Dillian White disgraced. I'm not having the disrespect. Yeah, absolutely. Amir Khan tested positive. He was on the stuff. Canelo has been on the stuff. Even Kell Brook has been proven to be a cokehead. So it's like, and I'm going to tell you, coke is another masking agent. For these guys who be on these drugs, because I'm going to tell you, they call them steroids because they alter the testosterone levels in your body and everything. 78 has given stringent breakdowns of what these drugs that these guys have been popped for found in their system. He's given almost like lectures and seminars on that stuff. But I'm gonna tell you this, it's altering your body. Also, what comes along with it is a hell of a lot of soft tissue injuries. Soft tissue injuries happen for people who use steroids because you're building that muscle mass and stuff like that and strength, and it happens. It's not normal. The cycle of development is not normal, so the fibers and everything aren't as strong. The tendons and stuff aren't as strong as they really need to be. You haven't never seen in the history of the sport so many guys having so many injuries like you've seen over the past 15 years. These young men, supposedly the picture of health, having all these injuries. Look at Vasil Lomachenko. He has to retire for a back problem. Now they're saying this other guy's got a back problem. Dmitry Bivol. Why? What's going on? These guys are using, man. They're using. The regular guys who are doing their calisthenics and running every day, drinking their protein shakes and working out and sparring and stuff, those guys are not getting hurt like that.
Yep. Anybody's on stack, they ain't having no problems either.
No.
But want to blame Victor Conte. Didn't understand that part at all.
Yeah, it's really bad, man. But we have a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's right, DOG, G215. It's strange to have back injuries. Young men with back injuries. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's a first for me. You're going to be having back injury when you after the age of 40, 50? That's when you should start having them back pains?
When they said Dimitri Bivol had surgery on his back, I just shook my head. I was like, here we go, another one. Ain't nobody else talked about it. And I could have made a video on it, but I'm like, I get tired. It's like, my goodness, nobody else wants to talk about this stuff. You're talking about the same dudes every day. Tank Davis. There's so much more going on in boxing, man. Tank don't even want to fight. They keep talking about it.
Yeah. Quite disappointed in that man. Don't even try to find real competition either. So.
Listen,
unfortunately,
there's a few guys that are of the same parrot. Tank and Boots, they're the same. Now somebody say, well, where did that come from? Listen, how many guys have Tank fought that were not really natural 135-pound fighters? How many?
Not many.
See, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna pull it up right now on BoxRec. No, it's not that it's not many. It is, there are many, because wow. They pulled Tank off of BoxRec.
For real?
They put Shakur on there. I mean, you could still Google him in there, but when you used to go to the lightweight division, it was his picture.
And that's because of that incident, the last incident he had with his baby mama.
No, I don't think that's why it is. These niggas can get in trouble with the law and they'll still be on fucking BoxRec.
Oh, that's funny. Or probably because of the no, he said the Mont Roach
He
thing.
just got cleared, so why would they pull him off of there? You know what I'm saying? He was on there. They put Shakur's on there, Shakur face. Anyway, this is what I wanted to say. This is who he has fought.
Yeah.
Lamont Roach, Frank Martin. This is going back, okay? Lamont Roach, Frank Martin, Ryan Garcia, Hector Luis Garcia, Rolly Romero, Isaac Cruz. Okay, now how many guys was that? That's
5 right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 guys. Going back to Isaac Cruz. Now, before Isaac Cruz, it was Mario Barrios. But remember, Mario Barrios, he fought him at 140, right?
140? Yeah.
All those other guys that I read their names came up from 130.
I did not know that.
They fought him at 135.
Yeah.
We're at 130. Only Rolly, who weighed 133 and a quarter, 3/4 when he fought Tank. But Isaac Cruz, Hector Luis Garcia, Ryan Garcia, Frank Martin, and Lamont Roach, all those guys was 130 pounders, bro. Frank Martin was a 130-pound champion. I mean, not Frank Martin, Lamont Roach.
Yeah.
So, like before that, Mario Barrios, his last 130-pound fighter was Leo Santa Cruz. And you know what he did to Leo Santa Cruz.
Yep.
All I'm trying to say is he's been fighting guys that he's had certain advantages against.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody saying nothing about that. But it's a fact. Now, when we talk about Jerron Boots Ennis, he's doing the same freaking thing. He's fighting guys coming up from 140. Now, he supposedly has now moved to 154, but not yet, though.
Mm-hmm.
But check this out. Stanionis was a legitimate 147-pounder. Karen was not. Karen had come up from 140. David Avanesian was a legitimate 147-pounder, but he was a small 147-pounder. So was Romain Kula. He fought Karen twice. Then he fought Custio Clayton before Karen, Thomas Delorme, Sergey Lipinets, Chris Van Heerden. All of those guys, bro, are from 140.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
So you know what that's saying? He's got a size advantage.
Yeah.
But you don't hear nobody talking about that, though.
Right. I actually thought he was gonna basically get the rest of the belts and become undisputed. And
that was before
after that,
Ryan Norman started looking as good as he's looking. That was before Devin Haney has decided to move up to welterweight to campaign. Those are two guys that's not a guaranteed victory for him. It's not.
Yeah. That would have been a good fight if he stayed in 147. But you right, Sensei.
See, when you pull the curtain back and you see these guys for who they truly are, then you can see the play. But there's a lot of foolishness going on in the sport of boxing. And since he signed with Ed Hearn, Hearn is known to draw a fighter's career out, fighting nobodies that you want to see them fight and mismatches and stuff like that, until it becomes absolutely nobody's gonna freaking buy a ticket for the guy, so you finally got to throw him in against somebody.
Yeah.
See, people forget that Bud Crawford's camp actually did make a move toward Boots just to check his temperature, and he declined. But he had been calling Bud and Errol out. That was a couple years back before Errol and Bud fought each other.
Yeah.
And let's not forget this. He didn't win the title from a champion. He's an email champion his damn self, just like Tank Davis, who called Devin an email champion when Loma gave the belt up. Instead of fighting Devin for it, he gave it up. He vacated.
Yep.
So he called Devin an email champion. But when Devin moved up from 135 to 140,
he became the email champion.
He became an email champion, didn't he? Just like Jerron Ennis did. You see the foolishness here?
Yes, I do.
Salute to PGH Big Dog in the building. What's happening with you, bro?
Still PGS. Yeah.
Yeah, he's taking a hit big time. And Hearn is just going to run his career into the ground until the point where Boots will probably be depressed, taking drugs and stuff like that. I don't hope that for him. But we've seen the play before in the past, in the history of the sport. These things transpire. And then they say, well, we'll give you a lift-up fight. Why don't you fight Conor Benn at Wembley? Dun, dun, dun.
The boogeyman.
No, but I'm saying it's a setup.
Yeah.
If Conor Benn fights Boots Ennis, they're going to let Conor come in juice to the gills. They're going to allow it because he's fighting a Yank. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. It's basically just how AJ basically got knocked out by Daniel Dubois pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't like that play.
I'm telling you, man, it's kind of
So
funny how they're
fortunate.
doing stuff, but people ain't watching the real play. They're just watching the foolishness. Oh, I like this guy. Oh, he could beat him. He don't have to fight him because he's better and this and that. Oh, go sit down.
You
I'm
better if they
telling you,
fight.
a lot
And
of
see who finds and see who wins.
It's a lot of foolishness going on. A lot.
Agree.
So, but yeah, man, I'm gonna get ready to pack it in. I thought we might get at least another person to come in from the meet and greet.
the
I know
meet,
everybody's
yeah.
probably talked out because I had to do my show this evening because I was working when everybody else was on live earlier, even though I had a chance to jump on with 78 for a minute just to say a few
Oh
things.
yeah.
But yeah, any final thoughts you have, bro?
I can't wait for the next one, to be honest. I'm hoping the next one in New York, but I'm depending on the time of the year. If it's August, a little bit more easier, but if it's June, it's gonna be a little hard because I'm based on Daddy Duty around that time.
Yeah. Well, I think Drew was talking about if he helps coordinate. He said the last week of June, the last weekend of June.
Oh, yeah, the last weekend, yeah, I'm on Daddy for the big time. The last weekend of June, for like the last 2 weeks with my kid. Or if it's in July, that would be a whole lot easier. But June, that's a tough one right there.
Yeah, if he make it July instead of June, I can see that as well. I can see that. But yeah.
Yeah, that'd probably be easy because no, in New York it doesn't really get as hot anyway. So even if it's August, the weather should be probably around 88 degrees, but still with a good breeze. So
Yeah.
it won't be like Vegas. It won't be like that dry heat.
Yeah. So
However they organize it up.
yeah, we got plenty of time. So we got a whole year from now to do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
So yeah,
I was hoping they was going to do it in Illinois, though. I was gunning for that, though. Illinois with it easier. Maybe next year after that.
Illinois would be good. Yeah. I wouldn't say Chicago. I would say a suburb or something outside of Chicago because Chicago taxes is high, and the city is just like, you know, this mayor that you have in Chicago.
Oh, Brandon Johnson?
Yeah, that dude, man. If he can be mayor,
Man.
I can be a senator.
Yep, you're right about that. I don't know how the hell, like, he basically, I know it's Boston, Denver, Illinois, even California, over $1 billion deficit. I think that probably one of the last things that Trump said is, if you let Biden get in, a lot of y'all let the immigrants come in, there's a lot of y'all main cities will be bankrupt. He wasn't lying.
Yeah. Yep. And it's all a ploy. It's being done by design. They're making it look like incompetence, but it's only so they can shift the blame on. If you look at who's in those offices, they got dark complexions, but those dark complexions are following someone else's instructions. You could believe that.
Basically just the pawn.
Yep.
And after when they done with you, they gonna toss you to the side like trash.
Or toss you in the river. Yep.
See some politicians already, they getting that treatment. Is even though it's basically most of them is race, ridiculous. And they all Democrat.
Yep. So I'm gonna get ready
just sad.
out of here, brother. Getting a little tired. I gotta get ready for my work day tomorrow. But I really appreciate you coming on here with me to hold some conversation with subjects. Yeah.
Anytime, Sensei.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we'll catch you. We'll catch you on the next one. I'm gonna get ready to sign it all off now.
All right.
Okay, bro. You take it easy.
You too.
All right. Peace now.
I'm gone.
Yeah, so we're going to get ready to wrap it up for this evening. I want to say thank you to everybody that came out this evening. And there's Will. Will, I've been waiting for you to write in the chat. I just gave you a wrench, Will. Appreciate you coming in there, finally writing in the chat. Because when you write in the chat, then I could give you a wrench. You know, you hadn't written in there. So, but yeah, we're going to get ready to head on out. I'm sorry I didn't have more of the family on to talk and reminisce about the events of the Ldbc meet and greet, but loving everybody all the same. You know, it's been a tremendous show to reminisce and think back, and we had a little bit of boxing conversation as well. We'll be back on our regular boxing schedule next week. There's some fights coming up this week. I got breakdown videos and premieres tomorrow and Friday. And like I said, we'll be back in the mix for next week. But thank you everybody for coming in. Shout out to the mighty Ldbc. And before we head out, we're going to have a word from our sponsors.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a focus ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a focus ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a focus ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a focus ball. When you train with the focus ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the focus ball now.